I'm just Sir, and welcome to the Arsenal Fan Experience. Join me as I go in depth into the match that was. And going into this match today, Arsenal have not played in a few weeks as obviously with the international break, but in going in, they had been on very high form. And going back to the last time they played Crystal Palace around 5 months ago, they squeaked by the skin of their teeth with a last minute goal by Alexander Lacazette to break the deadlock and give Arsenal 3-2 win. And in that match came to my attention and Arsenal's attention how dangerous Crystal Palace can be and are in their and how they play. And while they haven't had the most successful of seasons, they're still very dangerous teams have to be vigilant of. And despite the fact that Crystal Palace have only won one of their last 9 games against Arsenal, and history was on Arsenal's side as well, with Arsenal having not lost a game on Monday night in over 10 years. It seemed this match would be in Arsenal's favor. And specifically, as we look at the starting 11 for the match today, it was definitely could have been stronger, with the loss of Kieran Tierney at left back due to a knee injury, and Tomiyasu once again not playing. And I think that's made me a little skeptical going in, as the loss of quality at their fullbacks, and putting in Nuno Tavares, who has not played a lot since about October, and Cedric, who's been serviceable but nowhere near as good as Tomiyasu, and Ben White and Gabriel as well didn't get a lot of play time in the past 2 weeks. And as we get into it now, Arsenal would have a terrible start, and as he would give up a free kick, and their failure to properly cover and stay goal side on Crystal Palace players would lead to the first goal, as specifically Nuno Tavares was caught in a horrendous position on Joachim Andersen, in which Andersen kind of pushed him aside, but really it was more so Tavares' fault, as he should have been in better position and been goal side on Andersen. And he was able to pass back forward to Jean-Philippe Mateta to give Crystal Palace a 1-0 lead. And it was just a sign of things to come in the match for Crystal Palace. As when you know it, about 8 minutes later, through another miscommunication between Gabriel and Tavares, Jornai was able to easily come in through the Arsenal defense, and coming off the high of his invaluable role, along with Thomas Partey in helping Ghana qualify for the World Cup last week, he was able to take it in stride and put it on his left foot and into the bottom left corner to give Crystal Palace a 2-0 lead. And for all of Arsenal's efforts in the subsequent minutes, particularly with a decent attempt by Alexander Lacazette, that had really never had a chance of going in as it went over the bar. With Crystal Palace once again getting another good chance with Jeffrey Schlupp giving in a great ball to Wilfried Zaha, who would end up finding Mateta, but fortunately Aaron Ramsey was there to put it away. And lastly, in the first half, the Arsenal finally looked like he had a legitimate chance, being awarded a corner, and Gabriel was able to connect the cross, but it wasn't enough to cause any real concern for Guaita. And the end of the first half, the score remained 2-0 for Crystal Palace, with no real optimism in sight for the Gunners. In fact, as we go into the second half now, immediately first change would be Nuno Tavares coming off for Gabriel Martinelli. Part of the formation goes, it's a peculiar decision to make, bringing off a defender. But in all honesty, Tavares had not proven to be good enough in the first half, and he was not up to the challenge of uh, for today, and therefore Arteta thought it would be in Arsenal's best interest for him to leave the field. But even in that sense, Martinelli wouldn't even he wouldn't even be able to make a significant contribution to this game, as despite a great little 1-2 with him and Lacazette, um, where they would end up passing it down back to Emile Smith Rowe. That was really their best chance in the entire match. And at the same time, Crystal Palace kept on pressuring. Not only Joachim Andersen got a great chance of a free kick off that was resulted from a Thomas Partey yellow card, but it just so happened that it was just Arsenal's luck that Martin Odegaard of all people would make a surprisingly poor challenge in the box on Wilfried Zaha. It was completely unnecessary, as he wasn't even the main man covering. He just came back and put out his foot, tripping Zaha, and obviously he did not have the ball at the time, and as a result, Paul Tierney, official, gave Crystal Palace a penalty, and it should have been a bad omen for Arsenal going into the match when the referee's last name is Tierney, and they can't even get their own Kieran Tierney to play, and it's just that their luck. And Wilfried Zaha would slot it home in the bottom right corner past Ramsdale to give Crystal Palace a 3-0 lead. And aside from Eddie Nketiah being substituted on for Cedric, and then Albert Sambi Lokonga coming off for Thomas Partey, who picked up a little bit of an injury, there was really no sign of life for the Gunners today. And Nketiah would prove me wrong, though, getting a decent chance in the 84th minute, hitting it off just off the post. And they did seem to find their stride later in the second half, but by then it was too little too late. And even Granit Xhaka, who once again got another yellow card, he would have he would have a shot at it, but Guaita was able to save it with ease, and that's how the match ended, with Crystal Palace easily dismantling Arsenal 3-0. And it's been a while to endure the pain of a loss for Arsenal, and it doesn't feel good. Obviously, I think they can learn from this. They got to keep their heads up. This is just one match. They obviously did not show up to the occasion, and I hope they recognize that. There's really no saving grace for them today. If I had to give a man of the match today, I would give it to Joachim Andersen. And really, the trio of Andersen, Cheku, Kouate, and Conor Gallagher, all three who were above average during the international break, showed their quality today, and or riding on the high of those previous games, and they were forces to be reckoned with, and particularly Andersen, who was a force on defense, easily taking away any opportunity for the Gunners. He even got an assist on the Crystal Palace goal, with also almost getting a goal scoring opportunity. And for center back, that's incredible to be that impactful. And it's a shame that his talents were wasted at Fulham last year, but he's putting in very good work at Crystal Palace, and I can't wait to see what he has on in his plate in the World Cup. But overall, Let's move on for Arsenal, and they look to play Brighton and Hove Albion on Saturday, which is also not a easy match in its own right. So there's just something about Patrick Vieira and his aura that um, Arsenal had just must feel pressure of from playing in front of such a legend. And I understand that he's Patrick Vieira after all. Well, as well with the loss, Arsenal falls back to fifth in the table, with being tied with Tottenham on points, but being lacking on goal difference. And in this case today, the critical loss of 3 goals might really deter their chances of getting a top 4 place, as they have a excruciatingly difficult schedule ahead of them in the with less than 10 games remaining. So anyway, leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed my reaction, and join me on the Arsenal fan experience next time as I go in depth into Arsenal versus Brighton. Arrivederci.